Logic dictates that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. It wasn't actually a philosopher who said this, but Leonard Nimoy in the 1982 movie Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. With that in mind, in today's video, I'm going to be looking at the top 10 games that anybody can play, even Vulcans. Coming in at number 10, Far Away. Far Away is a drafting game in which you draft 8 cards trying to score the most end game points. What makes this game a doozy is that you actually score the opposite way around. This means it's super important to plan ahead, as the first card you take will actually be the last one you score. God damn, I love this puzzle. It gives the whole game a backwards feel, and it really turns your brain inside out. It's such a fantastic way to spend 20 minutes. When you really think about it, taking 8 cards doesn't feel like a lot. But man, this game makes your head hurt with every single one of those choices. I absolutely love the Sanctuary cards in this game. They offer a lot of end game scoring. They'll give you symbols, straight up points, all sorts of stuff. I love it when games add little decisions like this. It doesn't seem like a lot, but what it does is it opens the decision tree and makes every choice that much more interesting. I thought about putting this game higher, but the way in which you score is really funky, and though everyone eventually gets it, it's not an instant aha, it's more of a, oh, I get it now, I've played it kind of game. Still, it's a bloody brilliant spin on this type of genre. Number 9, Survive, Escape from Atlantis. Let's kick this off. This game is mean, like really mean. Like when the Russian dude beat the crap out of Apollo Creed in Rocky V mean. In Survive, Escape from Atlantis, you're trying to get your meeples off the island before it sinks. Each meeple has a point value between 1 to 6 points. And at the start of the game, you can look at them once before you put them out on the main island. Then, 5 minutes later, you don't remember which a single one is. Now, it's time to leave via boats. But unfortunately, the wildlife and your friends have a different plan. A whale destroying your transport, a shark eating you in the ocean, or a kraken completely ruining your day. If you somehow manage to survive all of these obstacles, you are greeted with survival and, more importantly, those delicious points. Or, in my case, mistaking a 6-point meeple for a 1-point meeple. It has a great theme and it's really easy to play. If you don't mind a little bit of Take That, or I say a little bit of Take That, I mean a lot of Take That, then this one will be right up your alley. Number 8. Trio. Trio is like Go Fish, except it's a totally different game. You're trying to collect sets of 3 cards of the same number, and in the basic game, you need to do this 3 times to win. Or, if you manage to collect 3 sevens, you instantly win. You can ask somebody what their highest or lowest card is, even yourself. If you get the same value, go again, until you get all 3 of the same number. Or go bust by picking a different number. When this happens, the next player goes. Some cards are placed in a central tableau at the start of the game, and these can also be chosen instead of asking someone what their highest or lowest card is. I love this game, even though it's got a memory aspect to it, which I'm god awful at. I swear to God, I have the worst memory of all time. My memory is worse than Dory's from that movie. What's it called again? Seriously though, this is such a lush card game. It plays quickly and it's got the perfect mixture of skill, luck, and memory. I've introduced this game to so many people and it's never not been a hit. And it's the perfect game to take on vacation because it comes in a small package and it takes up very little room. As a side note, my son is an absolute beast at this game. I think his win rate is like 60% or something, so maybe it's not all that lucky after all. Number 7, Flip 7. Why did I do that? I purposely put Flip 7 in at 7 so I could say that. I'm so sad. Flip 7 is a push your luck party game. On your turn, you choose to flip or pass for the rest of the round, scoring what cards you have in front of you. The problem is, if you ever draw the same card, you go bust and score 0 for that round. The first player to hit 200 points wins the game. This game is flipping brilliant. Trust me, it hurts me as much as it hurts you. Flip 7 is just good old plain fun. It's such a raucous blast to play. It's one of my favourite party games of the last few years. It's just so much fun having the angst of turning that card over and watching if you get to go again, if you push your luck, or if you just pass out for the round. There's always one person who always pushes the luck too much and ends up going bust every single round and ends up scoring like 6 points while everybody else is on like 180. That person is usually me, by the way. The special ability cards are what really make this game brilliant. There's nothing quite like freezing the leader out for the rest of the round or forcing somebody to draw 3 cards. These little cards are what give the game the little bit of vavavoom, the vavavoosh. Vavavoom. Is it vavavoom or vavavoosh? I don't know. It's just so much fun watching everybody hoot and holler and have a good time. Even when it's not your turn and you watch somebody go bust, it's just a great time. The only drawback for the game is it's only as fun as the players that you play it with, and it works much better in bigger groups. Number 6, Castle Combo. Castle Combo. Why did I say it like that? Number 6, Castle Combo. Why does it sound, why is it coming out of my mouth like that? Castle Combo is the epitome of sometimes good things come in small packages. You're trying to score the most points by drafting 9 cards. On your turn, you buy a card, then activate its ability. Each time you take a card, you draft from the village or castle depending where the messenger pawn is. You can spend a key to move the messenger up or down or to draw 3 new cards in that row. Castle cards are more expensive but can offer some really powerful bonuses and scoring, and villages are often cheaper, but you can get a real nice engine of keys and money by buying them. This is one of those little beauties that's just so easy to play but has a ton of strategy in it. Each card always gives you an instant benefit. And money and keys are so tight in this game, so deciding whether to take the card for the active or the end game is really satisfyingly painful. And that's where this game really shines. I mean, there's over 70 different scoring cards, so trying to get a harmonious castle that scores beautifully at the end is always a fantastic puzzle. I love this game. It's such a wonderful experience that plays in about 20 minutes. And every single time we've played, it's always been tight with the scoring. Number 5, Wandering Towers. Wandering Towers is a simple game. Get all your meeples in Raven Castle and make sure you've brewed all your potions first and you win. The only issue are those pesky towers which will keep moving and even cover your own meeples, stopping you from being able to activate them. Make sure you remember which tower they were covered under, or, like me, spend half the game trying to unsuccessfully find them. This game is pure silly fun. It has bags of luck and a little bit of take that, but for me, that's what makes it super fun. This is definitely one of those games that you should not take too seriously and just enjoy it for what it is. Absolute chaos. It's another game I would suggest at higher player counts because the more people, the more madness. The card play is smooth and the options on your turn are super easy, meaning almost anybody can play this one. Number 4, Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is a game that I'll be surprised if most people in the hobby have not played or don't own themselves, because it's just that good. In the game, you're playing matching sets of colours to build routes to score your different destination cards. Whoever scores the most points wins the game. If you have the longest track, you also score 10 bonus points. It's just such an evergreen title and it plays so smoothly that just about anybody can pick it up in about 5 minutes of playing. The joy of seeing the built board at the end is always so nice. Honestly, there's not really much else to say about this game. It's just really, really fun. I'll never understand why this game doesn't get pushed more as a mainstream title. Things like Monopoly and Cluedo don't even come close to how good this game is. And it's just as easy, if not easier, to play than those titles. Coming in fast and on a sharp turn is number 3, Heat. Pedal to the metal. Heat is my favourite racing game of all time. You race around the board, shifting gears and playing cards. But be careful, take those turns too fast and you'll have to draw heat. If you take too much, you'll spin out, severely slowing you down. On top of that, you have to manage your stress and watch out for your pesky competitors. The first player to cross the finish line after completing the required laps wins the game. This is such a fun racing game, and it's one of the few racing games that actually feels like a racing game. It feels so satisfying when you move like 15 spaces on your turn and go around literally almost half the board. So many racing games I've played in the past and you move like 3 or 4 spaces and it just doesn't feel good. This one really nails the theme. It really feels like you're going fast. The problem is sometimes you'll go too fast and you'll fly around a corner way too quick, spin out and then have to start again, which is a nightmare. The game comes with so much replayability as well. Tons of special ability cards, loads of different race courses, and even a whole tournament you can play as well. It's just such a well-packaged game, and it almost feels like it comes with 2 expansions when you buy it. Honestly, I almost put this at number 1, but there was just 2 other games that beat it. God, this list is absolutely awesome. What a great time to be part of this amazing hobby. Board games at the moment are absolutely brilliant. There's so many good games coming out every single year. Number 2, Ra. Ra is a closed auction game in which you're trying to score as many points as possible. On your turn, you can do one of 3 things. Draw a tile, spend god tiles to take from the available tiles on the auction row, or start an auction by invoking Ra. After 3 rounds, whoever scores the most points wins. I'm not gonna lie, when I first played this game, I didn't really like it. So much so that I in fact put it on my sales pile. But then I looked at it and I got the urge to play it again, and my god, I'm so happy I did, because this game is absolutely unbelievable. It's one of my, if not my favourite auction game to play at the moment. I absolutely adore this title. There's so much strategy involved in deciding when to start an auction. Is it because you have the highest number and there's a boatload of juicy tiles available, or do you purposefully force one to make your opponent spend money on tiles they don't want so they don't give you that juicy high amount of money for the next round? Timing is also super important in this game. Do you go early and spend all of your money fast getting what you need so you don't take those negative points that you don't want? Or do you try and risk going last and not having anyone bid against you? It's a hard balance to follow because you never know when a raw tile will be drawn, causing the end of the round. Man, I am so glad I give this game another chance. Also, nothing quite beats taking the big chunky gavel, smashing it off the ground and going, I invoke Ra! It's just too fun, especially if you're an idiot like me. As far as I'm concerned, Rainer Knizia is the master of auction games. Number 1, Bomb Busters. In Bomb Busters, you are trying to disarm a bomb. It's a co-op game in which you and your expert bomb diffusers are working together trying to cut the right wire. If you cut the wrong wires too many times or cut the red wire, then it's boom, boom, shake, shake the room. I don't know what I'm doing. I look like an absolute pleb. Oh my god. You know, after making this list, I've realised one thing. 2024 was an unbelievable year for family games. We had so many bangers come out last year, and this one has jumped straight to the top of my list. Me and my family absolutely adore this game. It has so much theme and it's just so damn fun. For us, it often comes down to a 50-50 chance for the last wire, and it's equally as sweet as it is sour when you cut the right or wrong one. It never overstays its welcome, and watching people choose a wire to cut on their turn is so engaging, you always feel involved in the game. It's brilliantly interactive, and I think this game deserves a spot on your shelf if it isn't there already. And that's it. That's my top 10 lists of games almost anybody can play. Thank you so much for watching, and if you could do me a huge favour by liking and subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to let me know what list you'd see next time, hit me in the comment section below. Live long and prosper.